Welcome to the DaChop Team. I'm your host, Seth the Dart Child.
I'm your host, Thank.
Our show is about two guys and any friends that happen to come over with a topic that we want to chop up.
This is our Barbershop style podcast. We discuss it all. If the fellas at the shop will go in on it, we will. Let's chop it up. We back.
Yo.
What's going on, Seth the Dart Child, my brother? How you doing?
Oh, brother, you know us. I'm just enjoying that sunny day out there. No rain for 2 days.
But it's hot though.
Real hot. Summer in Atlanta.
Listen, I know we say this a lot because we are in a hot Atlanta, Georgia. But man, it's hot today.
It's hot.
I was in my car and I walked out of my car to walk to someone else's car to handle something, and I started sweating. The AC was already in the car. I stepped out for a minute, hand my package, get back in my car. I'm like, man.
Bro, I did 3.5 miles today. I literally murked like a 32 ounce and a 16 ounce bottle of water, and I was damn near dizzy.
Was that an outside walk?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, normally on Sunday mornings I get up early, but I was running around doing business stuff, so I missed that walk. So I'm gonna get it in regardless, though.
Yeah, but I dropped, bruh. It was so much. I was soaking wet, bruh. And I got a sweatsuit. I'm like, yo, I'm about to die.
Don't be like
I was worried about getting dizzy.
Martin Lawrence did that. You know what I'm saying? He did that. He passed out in the highest California, 100 degrees, wearing a sweatsuit. He trying to get it work it out and almost passed out and died, but he's still here.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the DaChop Team. I'm your host, Thank, with
Seth the Dart Child.
And yes, we're here every Sunday, 3 p.m.-ish. Got to throw the ish on it, you know what I'm saying?
I love it.
Time,
I just love it.
I love the ish, though, because it makes it more natural, more unique. It's how we get down. But this is your Barbershop style podcast, which you heard already in the green. So we'll get right into the topic today.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all won. Now what?
Yeah, y'all did.
Y'all, listen, throw my hands up in the air. Matter of fact, the white flag, throw it out. Y'all won.
Surrender. Yeah.
Y'all won. Now what? You got what you want.
Oh, and let's clarify when we say y'all. We do mean the other gender.
Ladies.
You won. You won. You have beaten men so bad they don't even want American women anymore.
Bum bum bum.
You beat American men, they don't even want to have conversations anymore.
Bum bum bum.
I mean, you beat American men so bad the birth rate is falling.
Dun dun dun.
So you won.
You won.
Now what?
Congratulations. I mean, if that's what you wanted.
Kudos. Hey. Now where we go from here? That's the question. I mean, like, all right.
I don't think they know. Because, I mean, let's be honest with you. You give them what they want. It's still never enough.
You know what? You imagine this. Imagine a dog chasing the mailman.
Mm-hmm.
What he do when he actually catch the mailman? Or when he catch up to the car? What you gonna do? You're a dog chasing a car. You've won. You got it. Now what?
Listen, it's funny you said that because I had a dog, a German Shepherd / Rottweiler mixed dog.
Mm-hmm.
Every time the mailman come by, you would think he was a lion or something. He was all jumping around, acting all crazy. And one time he got out, he ran to the mailman, sat there, and wagged his tail. I'm like, all that. And all dog really wanted was attention. Because that's what it was. A person came to the house every day, usually the same person, and they never speak, say hi, pet the dog, snack, and nothing. And dog like, man, you don't see me? It's kinda like,
you don't hear me?
Right?
Can't you see me acting a fool over here?
But once again, once the dog got to the mailman, I mean, granted, there's times the dogs do go crazy, but in my situation, the dog just sat there, wagged his tail, and got pet and went back in the house or back in the yard like nothing ever happened. So once again, the dog won. Now what? So now after that, the man come by, he just sitting wagging his tail. He's no longer aggressive anymore.
Yeah, you don't whatever you had going for you just evaporated.
Right. So anyway, we're not gonna talk about dogs all day, but we're just giving you a little bit example of what we talking about.
Yeah. I mean,
and we're not referring women to dogs neither.
Oh no. Oh God,
not at all.
We never do that.
No, we're not doing that. We're just giving an example of you won. Now what?
Yeah. So, I mean,
we won't go from here, buddy.
I'm just, you know what? Okay. So I'm looking at a couple months ago. God rest the Godfather.
Yes.
The Godfather was hugely pushing trying to find a way for black men and women to
coexist.
And he was a real big proponent of marriage. He thought black people marriage is the cornerstone of any community.
Facts.
He's only been gone since May. In the last since he was gone, 3 months since he's been gone, there were celebrations about his passing. We won. We got rid of the Godfather. Karma. He deserved it. All that, y'all. A lot of people of the other gender, y'all said some pretty harsh stuff about it. I said, y'all, he was being nice. He was actually working in your favor, but you know what? You won. Now what? Because if anybody pays any attention to the internet at all, what is the biggest current topic being talked about in the manosphere?
Something to do with passports?
Traveling. Leaving. Okay, you won. You got rid of the Godfather. Now what? The men who made the 6-figure men, the men who made the money, the men that you wanted, they getting passports. And I say they as in, I have my passport because it doesn't matter. At $30,000 a year, you can go travel if you save up a little money. And if the women somewhere else treat you better than the women here,
ooh, message.
Why wouldn't you go? And it's pretty obvious the women here, they don't want your dusty butt anyway. I mean, we're dusties. So, but it's funny because they say what one man's trash or one woman's trash is another woman's treasure. Because I'll be honest with you, in Colombia, South America, not South Carolina. I
like that one.
Yeah, $40,000 in $20 an hour is chump change in America at this point, right? You can barely afford a 1-bedroom apartment. But that same $20 an hour, that same $1,000 a month you pay for rent, you be incredibly surprised how far that'll go. A week, you could spend 2 weeks in Colombia and pretty much ball out of control for that same $1,000. I'm just saying. And those women kind of act like they want us. They kind of act like even if it's a front for business, at this point, what you gonna do?
I mean, listen, let's call it what it is. They do want the man because of their money, right?
Yeah.
Which we understand.
It's business.
We understand that over there and here.
Mm-hmm.
But the only difference between over there and here is that the woman over there appreciate the man better than the woman here.
Even better. Even better. Those women over there, they might be calling us dusty because I don't understand Spanish, but they don't act like it. They put on a better front. So once again, you've won. You've got men to the point where they don't even want to interact with women, and the men that wanted to leave, Kevin Samuels was pulling them men back. Kevin Samuels made a lot of dudes think they had a chance in the fight, that the fight wasn't over. With the passing of Mr. Samuels, you won.
Let me say this as well, because we talking about the money part, right? Mm-hmm. Well, they only want you for your money. I have multiple conversations with women across the board, single, married, whatever. Mm-hmm. I talk to all women all the time. Once you're in the industry of podcasting, you talk to people all the time. Mm-hmm. So don't think the stories or anything I tell you is just to myself or my family or my inner circle or whatever. No, I talk to a lot of people. With that being said, I just wanted to say this. I had a conversation with a lady, and her girlfriends, they went out to the strip club, right?
Okay.
Having a good old time, which is not wrong with that. Hey, go have fun. Go to the strip club. And I think they went to a women's strip club. So not dude, but women, whatever. So she said, I had to go, me and my friends, it was very interesting seeing these married men out there throwing their money away, right? And I said back to her, I said, technically, I mean, there's no difference of me throwing away money to my wife. I said, the one thing you need to understand that most men, not all, most men don't value the money as much women do.
At all.
So when he said go over there and they get money and then, because we know how to get the money, right? For the men who's out there going and getting it, we know how to get the money to do what we want with it, right? But at the same time, it's the fact that even if I go over there and a woman appreciate me more, I'll have no problem throwing money at them. Because at the end of the day, most men, what we really want is appreciation on top of everything else. But if your man feel appreciated, that he works hard, X, Y, Z, he don't care about nothing else.
Nope.
But when you don't make him feel appreciated, then that's where you come problems. So once again, when I said to her, she was like, "Ooh, I guess I hit a sore spot there." Like, yeah, we don't value money like that. We know how to get it. So you sitting there thinking it's funny watching men throw money at a stripper because we know how to get the money back and do it again. Now, there's some guys out there who throw the money away and don't have no money ethics or how to manage their money, and then next week they broke. I get that. But there's no difference from a woman who I dated in the past who have spent $1,000 on hair and weave and talking about, oh, I need gas money for next week. Let's talk about that, right? See, like, so you just spent $800 on that Remy last week, get your hair done. I gave you like $200 to go towards that, and now you turn around asking me you need money for gas for this week coming up? Well, that hair that you got, that should be your gas money right there. But anyway, I'll let my plan for a moment.
Well, I want to co-sign what you just said. I think it's important that I don't think enough women understand this about men and money. Money is paper. Money has one purpose on the whole planet. It has one purpose. So it was up to you to convince us to spend it or give it to you, right? That was it. A man, I'm gonna work because if I don't work for a week, if I lost my job tomorrow, God help me, I don't need that to happen. I need my loot. If I lost my job tomorrow, I'll be looking for another job in a couple of days. What I'm gonna do? Just nothing?
Sit there and cry?
Yeah. Or just watch TV or something? No, I'm a man. I gotta work. I gotta earn. Right? Now
hold up.
Okay.
With that being said, we don't care what job it is. If we know we need to make some money, we'll take any job in the meantime until I get to where I want to be. I know certain women be like, oh, I don't want to work there. I'm like, you're so above working at a certain place, but you got no money coming in. So instead of taking $20 an hour because you feel, I worth more than that. So you got $0 compared to $20, but you don't work there because the place is business. I'm like, I'm not saying you have to work there for the rest of your life. It's just something until you get to the next spot. Bills keep coming in. Bills don't stop because you got laid off or fired or whatever. Ask the ladies and gentlemen and people across the board who got laid off last 2 years during the whole pandemic because they didn't want to take a shot. Think about those people.
So
because when that happened, when people looking for a job, it was hard to look for applications because everyone's applying for the same job. But I'll let my plan. Go ahead.
Well, no. Okay. How about this? A couple years ago, I was married. I was still married, not couple, but quite a few years. Either way, I was married. Christmas rolled around, so I got a second job. I enjoyed it. You know what I'm saying? I was working. I got as many hours as I could at work. I wanted my kids and my companion, my mate. I wanted them to have a good Christmas. Now, I could have made it happen off of my salary had I budgeted, but you know what? Because I'm a man, guess what I had? I had extra energy. And I used that extra energy to get a second job so that without touching the bills at all, because I handled that with my first paycheck, I was able to have an outstanding Christmas for my family because of the extra effort I put in, not for myself. Because guess how much I spent on myself for Christmas that year?
$0.
Okay, so I didn't do that. I did it for you. A woman's whole entire job was to make a man feel comfortable to give them money and spend money on them. That's what you want. Your whole job was to make a man do that for you. And y'all were able to pull that stunt off for centuries, maybe even millennia, thousands of years. And then in the last 50 years, y'all decided that you don't need no man. No man needs to take care of you. You can do bad all by yourself. And I don't need no man to tell me what to do, and I can handle my own. 50 years. And guess what? You finally won. Men finally realized it isn't my job anymore to take care of you, to put money in your pocket. and outside of sex, we really probably shouldn't interact. Is this what y'all were shooting for? Because I mean, you won. You won. You got what you were fighting for. Is now what? What? How long are you gonna keep this before you realize that was a dumb thing to fight for? But you won. Now what? I'm gonna keep saying that because once again, over and over, you might remember some things if you hear it multiple times.
I mean, you see the results of it, of these young men growing up, very emotional. Like that's the negative side of it.
Well, once
I'm sorry, did I poke a beer? Did
man,
they kind of hit a nerve right there?
You didn't hit a nerve. It's just that's such a big, let's call it, what's disgusting? A zit. Oh, that's a big disgusting zit that just need to be, ugh. Okay, but yeah, for real. So you won. You got the men out the house. So now you raising all the kids on your own. I can't see how that was something you should have wanted, but you won. And now what? The kids, once again, the majority of suicides in our community, single parent household. Majority of people in jail, single parent household. Majority of people committing crimes, period, single parent household. Boys on the whole reading at a 4th or 5th grade level. But hey, single parent households. You won, but did you really? Is this what you wanted? You wanted to be able to leave a relationship without any smoke. So you got no fault divorce. Now women are filing divorce 80% of the time.
It went down a little bit, like 70.
When?
Recently, but it's still up there. It's like a 70% range.
Well, that's fine. No, that's fine because it went down because less people getting married. You're running out of people to get divorced in a lot of cases. I mean, if you get married, you got a 50-50 shot of getting a divorce, off rip. That's a coin toss. And then when you do get married, there's a 70+% chance that your partner is going to leave. So brothers aren't, I'm sorry, I ain't gonna say brothers. Many of the brothers who can afford to be the kind of men that y'all say y'all want aren't willing to do this. Did you see in the news, Sylvester Stallone?
What?
His wife filed for divorce.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
It's a movie I was trying to watch last night. I fell asleep, but
yeah,
no, they hear about
74
that
years old. His wife is 53 or something like that.
Younger.
Doesn't matter. They've been married for 20-something years, and now she decided to file for divorce. That's no different from Larsa Pippen. There's no different from Shoni O'Neal. There's no difference from Lori Harvey. Guys are looking at these relationships, and y'all women take hatchets to it. Y'all are taking the hatchets to the relationships. So less and less men. Think about this. When you were a young man, all the ball players that you respected were married, yes or no?
Yeah. Back in the day, yeah.
Michael Jordan,
yeah.
Dominique Wilkins, Magic Johnson.
Well, before he came out with
even
AIDS?
His wife never left him.
True. Cookie's still there.
Yeah.
You're right.
Okay.
Salute to Cookie.
All your TV actors were all the actors you saw on TV, were they married? Even Sean Connery was married the whole time, and Sean Connery was that was the boy. That was a man right there. Sean Connery was married. Denzel was married. Sam Jackson was married. But look at the actors of today.
Oh.
Look at him. Taye Diggs, is he married? Not that he's today. Michael B. Jordan, he married? Oh, just saying. Oh, do the math. It sounds crazy, but even when you do the math, the people who you used to want to marry, to look up to, even politicians, it used to be a point where you couldn't even run for office if you were single. If you wanted to be a politician in this country, married. Black man or white man, you were married. Now, I don't think Stacey Abrams got a husband trying to look for her. I'm just saying. And honestly, Donald Trump was married, but oh my God, was that really a marriage? But either way, y'all got to understand, a lot of these politicians, Nobody's getting married. Y'all won. Y'all destroyed the institution of marriage because somebody told y'all that was a good idea. So you won.
Now, there's something you said that it kind of,
I'm listening.
as you was going through the list of the people and from the time that we grew up, from the 80s, the 90s, and the early 2000s, and this day from there, right?
Mm-hmm.
When we talk about y'all won, right? Now what? I want to talk about the effects of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you outlined that when we was growing up, we had many representation of strong black men growing up. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You went to Bill Cosby, Denzel, you know, Will Smith in the early days. Mm-hmm. You know, all the men growing up now, right? And in these TV shows, they married, everything. Mm-hmm. Now, when I think about my son's generation, as far as the men that he get to see outside of his dad, of course, he get to see me every day. So that's the luxury of me being there, right? But anyway, outside,
it's actually a real luxury.
Right.
Not a lot of kids get that.
So outside of me, my son see me every day as his prime example, role model, right? Mm-hmm. What do these other kids have to see as their strong black man image in America? Because right now there isn't one. I can't think of, when me and Seth will try to have a conversation, it's like, go ahead, name me a few black strong actors out there right now that we can look at as far as, you know, they play strong roles, XYZ, mm-hmm. right?
Mentor level.
Yeah, whatever. So as I was going through the list, I was like, well, R.I.P. Chadwick Boseman, because he had an awesome movie resume before he passed away. Mm-hmm. King, he played all the best roles. Mm-hmm. Powerful. He played the God. Anything. Listen, he had. Look at his catalog. His catalog was dope for a short period of time.
Getting better too. That dude's gonna be one of the greats.
Yes, he was taking that mantle from Denzel and being the next strong black actor we see in these movies going forward, right? Mm-hmm. So he's gone now. So I'm like, okay, all right, who else? Okay, Anthony Mackie. He's just a young black guy. He's playing pretty decent roles. He's up there, but he hasn't hit the same stride as Chadwick, right?
Yep.
He's up there, but he's like low below behind him. Of course, we got Michael B. Jordan, right? Mm-hmm. But he's also single too.
And I'm gonna be honest, Michael B. This is my prediction. Okay. I want you to go back, but my prediction: Michael B. Jordan wants to get married. He wants to get married. I think he goes with a white girl. I think the sisters. I think Laura Harvey. Yeah, he off the plantation.
You know what? Once again, we said before, so whatever you do at this point, I can't be mad at him, right? I can't. I'm like, bro, listen, we said no, you still did it. You made it work. We thought it was gonna work out. When it didn't work out, we're like, dang, bro, I feel bad for you.
And the sisters doubled down. Y'all won. Y'all go, girl. You don't need that man. He heard you,
right? So we think about that. So once again, I'm talking about the male image, strong men out there, right? Mm-hmm. So that's all I got. Chad was dead. R.I.P. Anthony Mackie. Was there another guy? Michael B. Jordan. Those three men that's young. I'm not talking about the Samuel Jacksons, Denzel. That's our generation.
They're 70 years old. That's our parents' generation.
Yeah, like they're about to play old grandfather roles at this point now. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It ain't too. They're done as far as in a prime, right?
Yep.
And even on these TV shows, you see men in the house, but they're like stepdads, stepfathers. They're not actually married. Mm-hmm. I think Blackish was the last show that had a family unit together, and guess what? That show's gone now.
Wait, but didn't they get a divorce?
Out.
Didn't Bo file for divorce?
I didn't really watch the show like that, I didn't know that.
I just caught the last little part. Oh. But I think they were filing for divorce, and I think the wife filed for divorce. Anyway, you won. Keep going.
So, where's the representation for our young men? You know what I'm saying? Even when you think about LeBron James, right? The man has not had any tarnish on his image, right? But then again, he's around the same age as us. Mm-hmm. He's an 80s baby.
Yeah, I mean, LeBron is, almost 40?
Yeah, almost 40, like 38, 36. He's around there. He's still young, but he's still around this age that we're at right now. So, therefore, when I look at my kids, they got John Morant and all them young boys coming up.
Single.
But when I'm thinking about when I said LeBron, LeBron might be the perfect image as far as a black man, how he should handle himself in the public, be with his wife, kids, all that stuff. But he gets bashed so much. People hate him for, like, I can see you don't like him because it's basketball. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, I don't like Tom Brady, but I respect Tom Brady, right? I respect Tom Brady. I don't like him, but I respect him. He's a good player, but hold on. I have dudes I've heard, I talked to. I say, oh, yeah, LeBron James. These dudes will come out their mouth and say, oh, man, that LeBron James dude, he's a B. What? How's he a B? Oh, man, he's soft. I'm like, so a man that you never met in your life, you went from not liking him because he's better at what. You went personal. You call this man a grown man a B, and the answer behind it doesn't make no logical sense. Mm-hmm. This man take care of his own community, meaning that he went back to his old high school where he grew up in Akron and built a school in that area. Free education for all kids, not just black kids. All kids go. You live in Akron, you have opportunity to go to school, free college, food stipends, all that. But this man is the most hated. Never heard anything about LeBron James, any side chicks, anything like that. You might have some rumors, but nothing concrete. He has no kids out here, nothing. But he's the most hated black man. So what I'm trying to put out there, ladies and gentlemen, is that anytime there is an actual strong black man out there, there's always a target on him to try to get rid of him, right? Mm-hmm. Luckily, he's smart enough and he's more powerful enough. You're not really getting rid of him, right? You're just not. You hate him, but he's still there. But outside of that, we really don't have no other great representation in our black community for our young kids and young boys going for the future. All they see now on TV is stepdads, stepfathers, not husbands and wife. Mm-hmm. And ladies, y'all pushed this.
Y'all did it. Y'all chose this.
I can't think of so outside of that show, it's gone anyways. It stopped. Mm-hmm. What other show that we can sit down for dinner or lunch as a family unit and see how our black family is supposed to represent ourselves?
We'll wait. Yeah.
Yeah.
And once again,
and in movies, who we got?
And we can't even look at the sports league. I mean, what we can't even do it. Look at Russell Wilson, probably the best example in the league of a good, strong black man. Super Bowl champion, multiple appearances. You can't find any dirt on Russell. And what is his wife doing? Twerking on top of a car. Twerking in a McDonald's parking lot.
That's the crazy part.
And
now, granted, we know Sierra's a performer. So if she's performing on stage, I'm talking about not on any stage. I'm talking about on her show on tour. She's doing a concert. That's different. There's videos of her in a room, a bunch of not majority black men, but mixed people there, but majority light skin fair. And the only black girls you can really see, if you look really good in the background, is the three sisters there, and then they're twerking in front of all these guys. Mm-hmm. So I have a problem with that.
Yep. Now I will say, I'm still holding out for Steph Curry. Ooh. I'm still looking at Aisha with the side eye, because I'm terrified of her pulling the pin. But the moment he decides to retire, that'll be the moment when you start looking at her sideways. But yeah, just putting it on the table. Look, the men that you want, the current since chaos, it's really bad for the last 3 months. But now it's just passports. It's so bad that it's more. If you check TikTok and do a search on TikTok, I'm back to passports, by the way. That it's women. It's women hating on men who got passports. Why? I don't even know. Because if you don't want these dusties, why you mad at them taking the passports? You didn't want them to holler at you in the street. You didn't want them to catcall you. You didn't want them to look at you in the gym or come up and talk to you. You don't want a man to talk to you if you got both headphones on, if your head is down in the book. You don't want a man to come talk to you. And if he don't make more than 6 figures, 6-pack, 6 feet tall, whatever other devil numbers y'all want to add to it, then he'll dust and he need to go. But then you mad when they leave. You won though. You got us. What? There's nothing. I feel bad to say this as a black man in America. There's literally no reason for a black man in America to date an American black woman for the most part.
And actually, all women too in America. But I understand what you're saying.
Well, I'm saying black because this ain't bashing. I hope you feel like it. Don't feel like it's bashing. But
how they look at it.
Let's look at the math though. The child support. The child support numbers, ridiculous. The single parenthood numbers, ridiculous. The false paternity claims, ridiculous. the simple disrespect just trying to speak to you in the street, it's ridiculous. And for the most part, a lot of people misunderstand how men do business. A lot of y'all women think it's a lot of dudes verbalizing their issues. Men are silent warriors. But when we realize that we can't win a fight, we don't have a problem retreating. It ain't cowardice to retreat. Sometimes when you fighting somebody and they've won on every front, you retreat. And that's when you start moving quietly in the shadows. You simply pack your bags. You go to work every day. You stay cordial. You stay nice. You don't disrespect. And the moment you got enough money, you simply take a vacation for a week. You go somewhere, you happy. You take all your happiness and joy, and you enjoy that week or two that you're in another country. You enjoy it. You celebrate it. And when you come back, you silently pack away your emotions. You go your butt to work the next day. You smile at the people at work. But there's no reason to holler at a woman you think is cute at McDonald's or the grocery store. What's the point? And the moment you get enough money, once again, all the money I would have spent on your nails, how much you said you gave her? $200?
Yeah.
So you can look it up. You might want to check out Travelocity.com or Orbitz or something like that. You might want to actually see how much a week stay at a decent hotel in Colombia or Brazil costs. Because that money that I put down for that trip, that plane ticket and the hotel and spending money, that's all money that should have been invested in somebody of my complexion and in my community. It's going to the airlines. You might want to buy airline stock, ladies. If you want to keep track of where your men going, you might want to buy stock in the airlines. Because your show better stop buying stock in Jared's, because he ain't going there no more. Sorry.
Jared, K's, all of them.
Yeah, you already done. Davis Bridal, going out of business. Babies R Us, going out of business. You know.
Damn.
What? All these jewelry stores, unless they fronting money for Middle Eastern groups that do domestic bad things, I don't know how these jewelry stores stand in business. Just saying.
Y'all won.
You won.
I won.
Where do we go from here? Because the only thing that's happening next is that I'm sorry. I had this conversation a little while ago about my son and his friend, teenage boys. They're done. That whole the next generation, they're done. You're done for about 50 to 60
That's
years.
like two generations behind us. Because like 18,
'Cause
17?
I skipped the generation on
I
my
know,
kids.
but I'm saying, but
yep,
yeah.
17. You've lost the teenage kids. Your daughters, I ain't gonna say daughters, but most of the young girls in high school, they monetized. I was in high school and the girl who I liked was getting picked up by a dude out of school. So I saw that.
Right, yeah.
And that was a long time ago.
Listen, I've been out of school for 20 plus years.
Yeah, my 30-year reunion was like yesterday.
So I'm sure if you're 30, you saw that, and I saw my 20, I'm sure anyone 10, they see it in 5, and even today.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee there's any sophomore, junior, and maybe a senior, when they get out of school, they walking out of school and jump into a grown man's car.
And that happened when I was a kid, so I know it's worse now.
But no one has a problem. They bat the eye. But
and now these teenage boys, they listening to people like, what's his name, Andrew Tate. They listening to people I don't listen to.
Well, forget listen to. Social media. They see it on social media, and when I say what they see on social media is that at any given moment, a woman can come out and say something happened,
and I'm not happy.
For example, right? Deshaun Watson scenario, right? Out of all the women that accused him or whatever, none of them said that he raped them. So what I'm saying is this. These women had consensual sex with this man, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And then they're making money off it. Because the Houston Texans paid the women first because they knew about it and they kept on their rest for a while. But once he asked for a trade, then they let it loose. But they knew about it first. So they paid them millions of dollars. And then once that, Deshaun Watson, he had to pay millions because he had to. Regardless how you feel. When you have 22 people saying you did something to him, okay, 1 or 2, 22, okay, you know what? I'm just going to pay everybody and just keep it moving, whatever.
It's so much simpler to pay them up front.
The point I'm trying to make is that those were all consensual. So I was talking to another friend of mine. We were like, wow, so women can come out here, have consensual sex with a man, then later on come together in a group and get paid for just having consensual sex. And black men get the worst. They get the worst. Now, other men are doing it, but black men, we get the worst. So what I'm saying that they're watching Deshaun Watsons, they're watching the Bill Cosby, they're watching the R. Kellys, they're watching all these dudes, especially black dudes. Anytime someone come on the news, their face is plastered on the news. But meanwhile, there's a punter out there who just got cut by the Buffalo Bills, who him and a friend in college, they gang raped a girl in college. But that's not on the news. It ain't plastered nowhere. Ain't no negative interview, no energy or nothing. It's all okay. All right, it came out last week. This week got cut. That's it. But as far as Deshaun Watson, he was on every single news channel, on every CNN, NBC, ABC, Fox. He's on channels that had nothing to do with anything.
And you know what? I'm sorry. You know what would have saved him from all of that?
What was that?
Everything. All of that would have never happened at all if he had a passport.
Facts.
Once again, listen, I'm never trying to justify bad behavior. I'm just saying that it's been weaponized in a way that's unhealthy.
Hold on. Right. I'm glad you said that. Let's be very clear. I'm not saying what Deshaun Watson did was right. Okay?
Nope,
Let's be clear. I'm not
saying it's
that.
right.
But when I'm saying that Roger Kraft of the New England Patriots got caught in the act of doing the same thing, and he didn't get nothing. Maybe a little fine there, nothing.
What happened to Ben Rottenberger?
3 times. 3 times he got accused of it.
Nothing.
3 times.
What about Did they ever lock up Harvey Weinstein? You know the
Epstein's the one who killed.
No. Weinstein. I was getting to Epstein, but Harvey Weinstein. He basically
isn't that one who did though? Like one of them broke so apparently broke their neck in jail.
Oh no, that was Epstein.
That's Epstein. Okay,
but
all right.
You know what?
Yeah,
you know what's funny?
But listen,
no, Harvey's not in jail.
He is quietly. See?
Really?
Yes. Me and my friend, remember boy Kearney? We were just talking about that. That was on the news.
I didn't know he was in jail.
They quietly locked him up, and you hear nothing about it. He's in jail. And you didn't know that.
Didn't even know. I thought he was out.
I didn't know that neither when I talked to my boy. Like, he ain't locked up. Like, he is. Like, what? Look at that. Like, this man. So these non-black people, they get locked up, but it's quiet locked up. Yep. So he doing his time. I don't know what time he got. It don't even matter. But
keep throwing out. Bill O'Reilly, he should probably be locked up too. Just saying. But, you know.
But the point I'm trying to make is this, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm not saying either side is right. All I'm saying is that the same energy is not the same. And when I'm saying that, ladies, black men are seeing this how black men being treated in America, not just from you, but from everyone else.
Yep. There's no love.
At this point now, I'm going to tell my son, listen, look, go and get your passport, son.
I don't even. My son.
Sorry, you know, because they here, they don't treat you right.
I don't even have to tell my son.
He can see it.
He's telling me.
Oh, I see.
I was hoping for grandkids. I don't know if I'm gonna have grandkids at this point. If I have grandkids, I'm pretty sure they might not be a direct descendant of Africa. For real. And it's this whole group of friends. I'm telling you, when I tell you, it's a group of boys out there who amongst themselves playing on the PlayStation Network and in the chat room, chat or whatever. They've already clocked out and they're they're seniors. They've clocked out. So all I'm gonna say is you've won. Here's what y'all don't understand. And I'm gonna say this again. I've said it years ago. I'm gonna say it again. Ladies, you don't have to listen to me. You don't have to believe me. I would like for you to simply get on the internet and do a search Try to find out how much money is being put into artificial wombs. Try to find out how much money is being put into a sex robot research and development. Play the games you want, but men do spend money on things they care about. And if you think men wouldn't trade women in for robots, you better look at your man in his car. Cause I mean, your man, if that car is clean and waxed with shiny ass rims, you think a man love his car? Wait till they make a robot he can have sex with.
Sad, funny, but almost scary, but true.
That, bruh, I love my car and I love my Xbox. You can say what you want. I need more storage on my Xbox. Time to go buy another external hard drive. My computer systems. I love doing the things that I love doing, and I spend money on it. All right? I don't spend a whole bunch of money on women anymore, but I spend money on the things I care about. I just can't believe that women voluntarily took themselves off that list, because my largest expense used to be my family and my companionship. Now that's a real small percentage of where my income is flowing to. Now I'm concerned about my health, my wealth, my future, and my hobbies. You know, you're not even in the top 5. I'm not doing that. The moment I finish paying child support, y'all fall off. Y'all fall well down to below the 10%. Coffee dates ain't that expensive. But once again, you won though. You fought for this. And the worst part is you keep doubling down. I want to add one more thing because I want to say this on our show. Yo, F Stacey Abrams. F her.
Ouch.
Stacey, she put out an article a little while ago talking about if black men voted for her, she would win Georgia. She would be governor of Georgia.
That's kind of the same thing that Biden said. Like, really? Is what we're going to do?
What? But what's in it for us? What in the world is in it for us? Y'all won. The next governor, the first black governor of Georgia, could most likely be a black woman. Y'all happy about that, celebrating in the street. But she ain't going to get it without black men. But instead of saying, I'm going to listen to black men, I'm going to give some concretes to black men, she just put that out as a shaming tactic. Well, if black men voted for me, I win Georgia. So that if she loses Georgia, what happens? Who looks like the bad guy?
Men, we do.
Yeah. We
damn we do, we damn we don't.
We didn't do, I mean, honestly, if we don't do nothing for you, I don't care if you win, kudos, because you being in office not going to benefit me. There's nothing in Stacey Abrams as governor of Georgia that would benefit me as a black man. It doesn't.
See, so listen. So that's like 3 things outside this small talk we're talking about as far as the world. First, we had a president tell us that you're not black if you don't vote for me.
Okay.
The same president who locked up majority of the black men now. Most of our fathers and grandfathers was in jail because of his ruling. Mm-hmm. But we're not black enough if we don't vote for him. Mm-hmm. Now we got Stacey talking about if the men voted for me, I would have won.
Well, this in November.
Oh, coming up.
But if the black men vote for me, I'll win Georgia. For what? What I get for that?
Nothing. And another big organization, Black Lives Matter. You want to support everybody, right? But besides black men. So you have to understand, ladies and gentlemen, that all men across the board, young men, old men, middle-aged men, whatever, all men are seeing that, especially black men, we're seeing that our value is we have no value.
We're done.
So why am I going to go the extra step to try to vote for you, vote for him, support this movement, when in the day you do not care about us?
Yep.
Goes back to the beginning of the conversation, what I said. As long a man's feeling appreciated, we'll do whatever.
And that's all it takes.
And that goes across the board. If Biden would make sure black men feel appreciated, he'll get our votes.
He had 2 years. Didn't happen.
If Stacey want the men's, if you do something for men, make men feel appreciated, you get our votes. If Black Lives Matter want men in the front leading the march and everything, make us feel appreciated. Women, you want your men to stay home, XYZ, make them feel appreciated. Listen, forget the whole sex. Sex comes in. The appreciation is the main thing in anything. If you want the man to fall in line with you, make him feel appreciated.
Yep.
Just that simple. You make a man feel appreciated, he'll do anything. He won't even care.
Bruh, men die for just appreciation. Bruh. See, that's
Right.
the part when I say you've won, but what were y'all fighting for? Y'all everything that made men valuable to women, y'all fought to make a bad thing. I heard this years ago, not recently, that when a man loves you, he doesn't just take care of you, he also educates you. I used to teach or try to teach my girl to do stuff. You know what I'm saying? Hey, babe, we're gonna paint this room. A man is always trying to impart knowledge, even when you don't want to hear it. Self-defense. Of course, you're trying to teach your girl how to throw a punch and how to dodge and duck. If you're a martial artist, no real martial artist isn't trying to teach his girlfriend how to defend herself in a situation. Soldiers aren't just like, well, I know how to handle myself in combat, but I'll not tell my wife how to handle a gun. No, she's gonna get that education. A mechanic, if my girl come out and it's like, yo, babe, let me show you how to do a few things on the car so that you'll be safe. That doesn't happen anymore. When men draw back, they stop educating. You know, I literally shut up just the other night after a conversation because I was trying to help a friend get her daughter a job. Right? Just conversation, helping a friend get her daughter a job. Mm-hmm. The moment I started telling her some things she could do and what she could improve a skill, I was even willing to help teach her how to do some things, right? She and her mother both started throwing up deflections, if you want to call it, from the top. I just shut up. It ain't my place. It ain't my place to make you. I get no benefit from teaching you how to do nothing. Your survival, my survival, doesn't depend on you, on helping you. If I don't do anything for you, I'll just be fine. I don't take any L's for not helping you. So if you are incapable of taking or willing to listen, because I might have been mansplaining, whatever that magic word is, it's a man explaining. Yeah. Anyway.
I mean, God. That scenario you just said is kind of the same scenario when women want us to protect them.
When they feel like it.
Right.
No, you don't. If you won't listen to me before you get in trouble, don't call me when you get in trouble. We're done.
Say that again.
Say, if you won't listen to me before you get in trouble, don't call me when you get in trouble.
Because by then it's too late.
I always have a whole bunch of stuff, and I don't want to move too far from it, but just to top it off, even my sister at our age, my sister should be in a higher place than she is. I told her, you call me when your problem is $200. You do not call me when your problem is $2,000. But she doesn't like to call me because she doesn't want to get a lecture about what she's doing wrong. So I'm the last person she called. The last time she called me with a problem that exceeded a certain point, blowing the wind, boo. I'm not taking the L. I'm too old for that. If I'm not gonna damage my resources because I take care of myself and I have my own future to plan for, I'm not damaging my resources to take care of somebody who literally will not listen to me until S hits the fan.
Ooh, then it's too late.
We're done. You've won. You taught me out of helping you on your terms. If I can't help you on my terms, I'm not helping you. That's my line in the sand. I'm not, and I don't compromise. You taught me how to compromise. You won. I'll no longer compromise. You won. Might make me a hard ass, might make me a jerk, but until to date, not one woman outside of my mother has ever paid my rent or my mortgage. And I'm talking about when I was under 18. No woman has paid my car note. No woman has made sure my car tires got put on my car. I don't even remember. I would say outside of being married for 14 years, I don't remember my wife ever transferring or cash apping or sending. outside of a birthday, I didn't even get gifts. So we're not gonna act like y'all giving me anything. So if my help is conditional upon you listening to what I say, aka submission. If you will not submit, and this is for my mom, my sister, female friends, lovers, I don't care. There's too many hard-headed out there. So across the board, if you're not gonna listen to what I gotta say before you need help, you're in the win. Good luck. You've won. I'll stay in my place. I'll keep my mouth shut for better and for worse.
Y'all see it, right? Mic drop. Don't worry, it's a good mic. It didn't break nothing.
It's a prop. But yeah, that's it. I mean,
that's tough. That's tough. I mean, once again, listen. You can sit there like, oh, they just talk about the day back. Listen, just look. Just pay attention.
Look out there.
Just look at the numbers. The numbers are going down. They're going down, and look at the marriage. Look at the people where they're going. Look at the young fellas. How they talking now? Let's listen to them.
Go on. I mean,
are they really talking about women? Are they really talking like they're talking about women, but are they talking about like, hey, I want to make her my wife. I want to spend my life with her. Like, are you hearing this conversation from these young men and young boys now? And for me, I'm around a lot of men, and I don't hear those type of talks anymore.
I proposed to somebody at 22 years old. I proposed to a young lady. She said no, she wasn't ready to get married. At 22, honestly, 26 years ago, that young man who proposed to that young woman wouldn't. If I could go back in time, I would straight up catch myself with a baseball bat to the back of the knee and kick sense into my own head. All right, I would whoop my own butt if I thought about proposing, because anyway.
Listen, I'll just say this before we wrap up here.
Yeah,
I think this is the problem. This is what I say this. When I speak to women directly and people listen to the show, I think this is the one thing they dislike about what we are talking about. Right? Mm-hmm. Like you just said there, knowing what I know now. Mm-hmm. If I can go back in time, I would have kicked myself at 22 years old. I'm like, no, you're not doing that.
I put both size 11s in the middle of his chest.
Because you know why? Because we didn't know at that time, right? Mm-hmm. We were basing off what we seen on TV growing up, Bill Cosby and all them shows. We thought, okay.
I thought I could do it. We thought I could do it.
We saw our parents. We saw XYZ. Even if the parents both went there, we know we won it. Okay, my mom wasn't there. My dad wasn't there. Well, I'm going to be a better version of my dad.
Yeah, I hated my dad. I'll never be that guy.
Exactly. So, okay, that's the chip that we had on our shoulders. Like, yes. So at 22 years old, he's like, hey, will you marry me? She said no. Right? Or yeah, whatever that time. But the point I'm trying to make is this. I had this conversation with my wife. I was like, listen, I'm telling Sean, don't get married. It's like, why don't do that? I'm like, why not? I said, don't you want your son to be happy? Don't you want him to get all the tools and resources before he go out in this world? Right? Don't you want that information? I do, but you make it seem like, listen, we're going to end this. I said, well, tell me the benefit of why.
We can keep on rolling.
Tell me the benefit of marriage then. And ask my, I'm going to keep saying this. Listen, I like being an open book. Yeah. I asked my wife this question. I said, tell me the benefit of being married.
Listen.
The only thing that came out of my mouth, the first thing that came out of my mouth was, well, if you get sick, I can make that if you get sick or something happened to you, I can make that final decision.
What?
Wow.
You got to die before you get to make a decision?
So basically, you want to be able to make that last call. But so what about everything else leading up to that? Right? So that's why I said, listen, and I asked many women the same question. So what's the benefit of getting married? Yeah. And they struggle to give the answer. And not going to tell you the answer because that's cheat code. Because, man, you know what you want. You know what you're looking for. If she ain't saying what you're looking for, what you want, I'm going to step back here for a minute. Go ahead.
Well, I just want to say two things and sign off. A, the reason why if you ask a woman what's the benefit of being married and they struggle, because feminism teaches women hands down that you cannot do anything strictly for the benefit of a man. So cooking, cleaning, caring for him, taking care of him. Feminism teaches women they cannot do anything strictly for the benefit of a man. So that's why they can't answer that question. They don't even understand what they believe, but they all playing the same game. But just to finish it off, my father, who did not marry my mom at all, he left. He was a Rolling Stone. Encouraged me to get married. He still believed in the institute. He didn't do it himself, but he still believed in the institution of marriage. I got married. I married my children's mom, but now I can't do what my father did. I cannot look my son in the face and encourage him to do what my father encouraged me to do, which was put his life in the hands of a woman in this year, 2022 and going forward. Just saying, you won. You now what?
Hold on, somebody have a comment.
Mm-hmm.
Salute to William Hand and salute to my brother, Mr. What's it? Politely Intrusive 412. Salute to you. But William said something really good here. He said, if I know someone is going to be a problem, why would I even look in a direction? Men are getting robbed and murdered in these days, and it's for more dangerous. It's more dangerous for men than it's for women. People suck. That's a fact. So on top
Thank
of
you, brother.
Yeah, on top of
Common
that.
sense.
Like, right. On top of that, as far as being murder or XYZ in the street, and we talking about cops and everything else, we can't even come home to peace. And listen, we'll end it here because we can go all days for this, but these are the mindset that men are seeing. Young men, let's be clear, young men, because we're already in it. Well, Seth, he was in it, now he's out of it, but I'm still in it. But the young fellas, especially my son, he gonna get all these gems. When he start talking about women, I can't wait. I'm like, well, I can't. I've been waiting to have this conversation with you. You know why? Because the conversation I'm gonna give him, my dad never gave me that conversation. Now, granted, my dad died before I became a young man, but all the other men in my life didn't give me no conversation. My uncles, my stepdads, or whatever. No one set me down and said, "Listen, Dwayne, you sure you want to get married? Let me tell you the ins and outs. Let me give you the truth. I ain't trying to talk you off of it. I just want to give you all the gems what comes with it, the sacrifices that come with it. And now that I know now, I would have probably navigated differently or out. And one last thing, I'm not keep saying this. Now, I want to be very clear. Salute to my homie Kern. We have conversations all the time. When I say this, ladies and gentlemen, knowing what I know now, right, I would have navigated differently. I'm not saying knowing what I know now, I wouldn't got married. What I'm saying is this. Knowing what I know now, I would have navigated differently in my marriage as far as things that could have triggered situations that happen. If me doing this would affect the outcome of this, I wouldn't did that. You understand what I'm saying? Because if I knew if I'm going to make this situation worse by doing this, I wouldn't have done it. That's what I mean by knowing what I know now. Because unlike men, we can forget something and keep moving forward. On the other end, women don't. Because if you did something, they'll hold that in the back pocket for like 15 years. And then when you get in an argument about something, they'll be like, well, you married back in 2009 when you did this? I'm like, what? You still holding that from 2009? And that's what they do. So it's like they keep that big joker in their back pocket, right? They hold it there just for that one moment. Well, you remember that time when you crashed my car? Yeah, and I bought you 2 more cars since then. What we talking about? Are you really stuck on that? And that's what I'm saying, that knowing what I know now, I would have navigated differently. Not saying I wouldn't have got married. I just would have made different decisions throughout my relationship to make sure I didn't trigger something else, if that makes sense for the people who don't understand that. I'll land my plane.
Well, yeah, I want to see. I'm want to ride that a little bit, and then I'm gonna land it too. Yeah. But after being divorced, I realized something. Me and you will agree on 99% of stuff, but I disagree with you on that part because if I knew then what I know now, I would never have gotten married. Not because I didn't believe in the institution. I don't anymore, but because I realized the moment you get married, you lose leverage. And that leverage, that leverage that you lose when you get married, you can't navigate around that.
No.
Because they got you. They literally, if you have kids with the woman and if you get married, that's like 2 handcuffs. Marriage is one handcuff. Children is the other handcuff. Once you get both of them on, you don't have any leverage.
No, you done.
You know,
You're locked in.
And it's, once again, I'm not saying nothing wrong because I love kids. If I knew, I would have moved a lot different if I'd have known what I knew now. I hate to say it, my dad was a jerk. He did bad. He was a Rolling Stone. But if you want more than 2 kids, you can't do it right. You can't be a good, fine, upstanding member of society with more than 2 kids because they're going to break you. Most 80% of marriages are dissolved by the woman, and they get custody of the children in 85% of the cases. Bruh, them bad odds anywhere. That's like playing Russian roulette with like 4 bullets in the chamber. You're not. This ain't looking good for our hero.
Facts.
So that's the point that I'm gonna put. If I knew then what I know now, I would have. If I wanted kids, I would have had kids very, very early.
Man,
hate to say it,
man.
So that by the time I was in my mid-30s, my kids would have been in their teens and 20s. I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying that's what I would have did. And I would never get married because it's you lose all your leverage the moment you get married. You don't really have a leg to stand on. I don't care what you say behind closed doors, because when you're sitting across the table from a lawyer, that lawyer will tell you marriage is a bad business deal. The contract is unfair, and the person who breaks the contract, who is 80% of the time is a woman, gets cash and prizes for breaking the deal. How do you go into business with somebody who is rewarded for breaking the business contract?
That's like me and Seth Char winning business right now, and all of a sudden now he decides I'm done. And when he's done, he takes all the equipment, takes everything
that you paid for.
That I paid for.
Like, yeah, I'm good. He can get him some more equipment.
That's a bad deal, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's what marriage is.
Yep.
Sorry. And also, look, we're about done here. William said, what we need is for more men to be selfish. Facts.
Yes.
Pour your resources for yourself and only yourself.
Yes.
Facts.
I said that earlier.
Not girlfriends, not your mamas, not the cute chick at work. Facts.
I said that earlier. Yep.
Money makes life easier. That's it. It does. It does. I cannot disagree. Nothing he said there. Salute. Mm-hmm. We need to be more selfish. But
I'm going to say this.
Tough.
Listen, to answer your question, it's not just selfish. I want to substitute selfish for the word women hate more than any other word on the entire planet. Controlling. If you want something from me, you are going to do what I want you to do. Be more controlling. It's amazing how that's become a curse word. He's too controlling. He's too controlling. He's always trying to control me. You know what, brothers? Start saying, yep, you're right. I am trying to control you. And if you want me to do something for you, you will do as I say. Be more controlling.
With that being said, salute to all the listeners. My brother, William, salute to both y'all. Everyone tuning in today, tomorrow. This is the DaChop Team. We do live recordings every Sunday, 3 p.m.-ish. So if you want to tune in and be part of the show, download StreamYard because we can add you in the video, too, if you want to be on it. And you also call in. Mm-hmm. Let me know. Send me email at gmail.com or go on the DaChop Team on Instagram or Twins Inc. Send me a message. We'll go from there. Also, the episodes drop on Monday morning, 7 a.m. on time. I scheduled that, so it's on time.
It's computerized.
Every Monday, 7 a.m. on all major platforms. The DaChop Team is there. Just go to YouTube, type in go on Google and type in DaChop Team Podcast. We're everywhere. iHop, Apple, Spotify, whatever. We're there. Mm-hmm. So, anything you want to say before we roll out?
Nah, we better stop. So, no, I'm good.
Ladies, once again, y'all won. Now what?
It's up to you.
We out.
In more ways than one.
Peace.